really loud.
You made
Hey,
this.
welcome back to another episode.
Welcome back.
This is a new episode.
You made this hot ass beat clap. You made this hot ass beat clap. Ooh,
I actually feel like shit right now because you clapped really loud. And
Oh,
it's
I
not
apologize. I
I'm
apologize.
really sorry.
Now I'm drunk and retarded. I'm gonna close my windows real quick to not bad.
I did it. I won.
I'm gonna push a woman.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm coming closer to achieving serenity and at peace with the world.
Yeah.
Because I just don't argue with anybody anymore.
Yeah.
I just call to lick my balls if I get upset.
That's a genuinely better idea. Because when you're arguing with someone, it's like people like to frame arguments as like trying both sides to understand each other, but that's never how it goes. It just turns into screaming because everyone thinks they're right. But when you just say lick my balls, nigga, you forfeit the idea that you are right.
I forfeit any pretension.
You forfeit any pretension. You forfeit any idea that you're right on a moral or like objective level, and you're just expressing to that person that you're angry in the very honest way of saying lick my balls, fuck nigga.
Yeah.
No, if you're right to say lick my balls, fuck niggas, the other person will shut the fuck up and let you be right in peace.
But I'm always right. I've never been wrong.
Yeah.
All my opinions are correct.
Yeah, all of
I don't get mad at it anymore. I just tell them to lick my balls.
Everybody in the crabstack, so all 6 official members of crabstack have only had right opinions in their lives.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
True.
I agree with that so hard.
Name one bad opinion that's not Osaka Central.
Lily never has any wrong opinions.
Lily has had wrong opinions specifically in 2018 and no other year.
Oh, that is true. I also had wrong opinions in 2018.
No, you didn't. You just had opinions that are too base for words.
I was a fascist in 2018, Yankee.
Exactly.
Too
You just had
base for words.
Too base for words.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm coming closer to just like my being the fucking a lake of orchids off whatever the fuck. I forgot the name of that album. Like within
I'm
an
a lake
hour.
of burning orchids.
Yeah. That just is my existence.
I need to listen to that. I need to listen to that album like with my good headphones, just laying in my bed.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
It's good. Because I feel like I give like an 8 out of 10 now, but I feel like it would be a 9 under the right circumstances.
I was sitting here eating these carrots, right?
Yeah.
And you guys were like, "Yeah, Earthquake by Tyler Creator. It's a pretty terrible song." I was like, "I think Earthquake's alright, but I don't give enough of a fuck to say anything or argue this point." All I would say was, "It's alright, synth. I like Playboy Cardi verse."
I think Earthquake is a 5 out of 10. That's my opinion. Like, I haven't made it far enough to hear the Cardi verse. I haven't made it far enough into Earthquake to hear the Cardi verse because I just get mad at it.
Just skip to the fucking Cardi verse. I mean, it is the best part of the song. I don't think it's because the problem is I don't think the song is a masterpiece. So I don't want to argue for it, but I just am in like this weird middle where I'm just like, yeah.
I don't think it's a terrible song. I just don't like it.
No, I get it.
Yo.
You know what I think is a terrible song though?
Yo.
Yeah.
Everything by JPEG Mafia. No, I'm kidding.
JPEG Mafia was Gorillas.
I like JPEG Mafia. What was JPEG Mafia on?
Gorillas.
Gorillas.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't heard it, but my friend.
It was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
I thought you were autistically obsessed with gorillas.
Bug.
I was very artistically obsessed with gorillas.
Bug.
No male? That's debatable. Bug's a female.
Well,
What?
I'll give you a
Those are
surprise.
pretty female, and that's why I hate when they touch me.
Can I say, listen, I don't want to suck my own dick here, but the idea to do a crabstack let's play was kind of the best idea of all time.
Yeah, no. So far, this is literally the greatest Let's Play.
No, you just have good ideas that better everyone's lives.
The idea to play Twilight Princess was a great idea.
Thank you. I'm glad you thought so.
Well, no, you just have amazing ideas all the time, and you better everyone's lives around you because you're a
This
good
is
and cool
true.
person.
I am a genius. Modern genius.
You are a genius, and you're also a nice person.
I don't know if I'm a nice person or not.
Nigga, how are you not a nice person?
Flunder, du tänker svinket Sundera because you're embarrassing him.
Yeah.
No, it's not like I like you or anything.
Baka.
Okay, I understand. I thought
No,
I don't
for
know.
real though, I've been actually thinking about this for myself, like, because I used to be a bad person. Okay, so if you don't know the deep no thank you law, there was something called the Great Change happened, right? So pre-Great Change no thank you was an asshole. From what I can remember of that time, I was, this is a really dramatic scene.
Yeah, it is.
From what I can remember of that time, I was completely impulsive. I never thought about what I said or did before I did it. I simply acted purely on impulse. I didn't understand why things were happening. And then I went through a very rapid period where I changed my entire way of thinking about myself. Where I went from being incredibly, what's the word? Extroverted and like shouting out all the time and just, right, to where I started thinking about the things I was saying before I said them and became completely the opposite, where I was like, with friends I was still extroverted, but I wouldn't just speak out of turn where possible. And a bunch of other stuff changed, but it all came from this idea of like, I guess, understanding my thought processes, right? Self-examination. This happened when I was like, when I was 17, about, right? And there was a brief transitional period of about a year when I got really into 60s music, like, I don't know, Nights in White Satin by fucking, what's the band that made Nights in White Satin? Messages the Moody Blues, and stuff like that. Why did I talk about that? Oh yeah,
Because you.
So yeah, and then I became like the opposite, where I would very much try and think about why I was doing things and stuff. And at the same time, at that time I also started smoking weed every day. I don't know how related the two things are. I think it might have just been because I was hanging out with it. It was also when I changed schools and I was hanging out with a new friend group who were stoners. So either way, right? The point is that I thought of myself as like I'm this terrible person, but now like I understand myself well enough that like if I'm gonna do something bad, like I understand that I'm doing it and I can stop myself, whereas before I couldn't stop myself. But then I read Cross Channel, right, which is an amazing visual novel. My second favorite visual novel after Subarashiki Hibi. Really good. And the main character of that visual novel is a terrible person. I'll try and spoil as little as possible, but yeah. And it got me thinking, like, am I still the same impulse? Like, if I was to completely free myself and stop myself from... I guess I would have described pre-Great Change me as manipulative. If I was to stop thinking about my actions, would I still be manipulative like that? And I thought, maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't still be manipulative, because like I don't have the urge to manipulate my friends in the same conniving way I used to. Like, an example of the stuff I used to do, for example, like, one of the girlfriends I ended up with, I ended up with that girlfriend because I played a long game where I manipulated her boyfriend, who I knew, and manipulated her into thinking that he was cheating on her so that she would break up with him and to date me. Like, would I even do something like that these days? I don't think I would. So maybe I'm not a bad person anymore. But maybe I am still a bad person. I don't know. Honestly.
Well, the thing is, I always bring up the thing of like, I think there are no bad thoughts, only bad actions.
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
the only like no, but I also just don't like the notion of like bad or good person. You know, I think it's because you wouldn't call someone who thinks about murdering all the time but doesn't murder like that person still hasn't murdered. Like even though he thinks about it all the time, he still hasn't.
It's possibly even a better person than someone who doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. So it's like, I think it's all about just like self-control. Like even like I think people who were once bad people but then like have stopped doing it and have proved like that they'll never do it again are like better people, you know.
Like my opinion is related to this is like, yeah, like if you want real fucking like, if you want to hang out with real niggas, if you want real friends, just talk to people who at one point used to be fascists but have stopped, because there's a reason why that change happened, right? And that reason usually correlates with something that would make them really like nice to be around, you know.
Yeah.
This is a really good moment, I think, that we're having.
I agree.
I think it's also to do with environment. Like, I was hanging out with assholes. But now I hang out with you guys.
Aww.
Like, even like, if I was to be super, super cynical, it would be like, well, there's nothing, like, even though I could manipulate you people, there's nothing I could gain from it, so there's no reason to. You know? Like, it's not like I'm keeping you around because I want your money or something.
No, thank you. If you don't keep me around, you will lose $5 a month for Patreon.
Oh yeah, this is true. Quick, time to quickly withdraw affection and then blame it on you. But also the reason that I was very manipulative was because I thought everyone thought like that. Because I'm autistic, I don't understand how other people think.
Right.
So I just assumed that everyone was always playing games with me. And so I would just play games back. But since then, I have made friends with nice people like you guys who aren't trying to play games. And it's like, oh.
I ain't playing no game, kid.
Same.
But yeah, it's like, a lot of it is like being influenced by the people around you.
Which is school's fault, because teachers were definitely playing games with me.
Yeah, because teachers just play games with autistic kids. That's what they do.
No, I literally recently came to the conclusion that my teachers are too conspiring to like fuck up my friendships. Like on multiple occasions that happened. Like literally
same
multiple
here.
occasions.
I remember one time a teacher almost hit me, but I couldn't.
Whoa.
I almost pushed her over the. I was trying to make her, like, my goal was to break her.
Yeah.
Again, I was a terrible person.
No, it's a teacher, they deserve it.
Yeah, it is a teacher.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
But I don't think she ever did anything particularly. She was just Irish, and I would just constantly bullied her for her accent.
Oh.
She was a math. Okay, it's kind of funny, but like it's really an asshole move. So she was a maths teacher, right?
Yeah.
And so in class, I would, for example, one time I was like, because she couldn't pronounce THs, she would say t instead of th, right? And so, for example, I would, miss, what's a third of 100? And she'd say, well, it's 33.333 recurring.
Yeah.
I'd be like, it's not a tree. I'm like, laugh at her.
Wow.
Yeah. Because then what happened was like the term ended, we went on like spring break or whatever, and then when we came back, she would say THs. I'm pretty sure like I caused her to get speech therapy.
You like bullied her into learning how to speak?
Into getting speech therapy.
Wow.
Well, it's just an Irish accent. I was such a fucking asshole, man.
Yeah, but it's like what matters is what matters is now. You feel me?
Yeah, you feel me?
I was literally the most fucking annoying person in the world, basically, up until I met you guys. Like, the first time I went into Digi server, I was just literally being like the worst shit poster. Like literally, like the things I used to do was when they're like, I made a fucking. I made him mad, right? I had seen like 4 episodes of like Ava, right? I was like, oh, I don't like Ava, everyone likes it, I'm gonna be a contrarian, right? And I rated it like, I gave it like a 2, and I gave Sword Art Online like a 4, and then everyone's completely derailing everything. Like, I was like, hey guys, let's talk about Naruto and fucking...
By the way, that's exactly what started as well. So also, she watched like 2 episodes of it and gave it like a 1.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
And Monogatari as well.
Oh, that's yeah. Wow.
Like I literally used to go into the anime channel, which was absolutely horrible. Like, they would literally talk about Sympho Gear and Gundam. Like, that was the only things you used to talk about. I was like, hey, let's talk about Blendes and Naruto. Here's Blendes and Naruto hour.
Blendes is pretty good.
Blendes is pretty good. They didn't get it because you're not based.
I guess for me, I've always been naive.
Yeah.
Even though I've been fucked over many, many times, I just assume everyone's like good and they're mistaken. I guess the thing that's been consistent to me is like people will fuck me over, people will slight me. It's like I'm like, well, their circumstances allowed for that to happen to them, so so they can't be that bad, and would just continue to try and like find the good in them. Like relentlessly, and then that never happening.
That's what rocks do.
Yeah.
But I if we want to go really deep in psychoanalyzing my younger self, I probably was the same opinion of you, but and my like attitude was a defense mechanism that like. I wanted to believe that everyone was empathetic. Like I actually was very, very empathetic, and so to like stop myself from getting close to people, I was like I would just push them away like that because I didn't want to get hurt.
Yeah, that's probably it. That's probably it.
Yeah.
I just I guess
Welcome to the crabstack, a light-hearted.
Yeah, we're fun.
We're funny.
I guess like for me, it's just like. I am just very naive for people because like, part of that was just my upbringing. Because every time I would like shit on someone or be like, this person's bad, my mom will always be like, no, you have to understand them and realize that they did this and that you should always forgive everyone. And I completely disagree with that. Like I completely disagree. Like why should I forgive anyone?
No, that's
fucking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anything.
I agree with you, Plumber.
I have
Like,
fucking forgiveness. Like,
Forgiveness is earned, not expected.
Exactly,
Yeah,
No one is owed forgiveness.
And it's also just like I feel like I allowed people to fuck with me constantly just because for up until basically until I met God, they did.
Like you met
oh my god.
Up until I met No Thank You, basically my thought process was I haven't suffered enough in life, and the people I know have suffered more than me. So to make it equal, I should just make my life serving their needs.
If you ever wonder why my Patreon is called the Good Person Club, it's because I was obsessed with I had it somehow. I'd got it convinced in my head that I was a bad person TM, and I would. Right, that's too dark to talk about on this, but let's not talk about that anyway.
Okay.
I mean, we've talked about it before in the Sacred KO.
I guess so, but I don't want to talk about self-harming and shit. But anyway,
That's fine.
Reasonable.
So when I made No Thank You, I was basically in the late stages of the Great Change, and so that was me like analyzing the idea of being a good or bad like basically finding it funny that you could even classify, like I had classified myself as a bad person, and being like, oh well, since it's just a bunch of arbitrary shit, I'll just make it so if you give me money, you're a good person, TM. Like that was the idea behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
I think
personal
I think it's
psychosis. Oh wait, no. What were you gonna say? Yeah, make a comment on that before I
the
get into my
only thing.
psychosis.
The only thing I'm gonna say is like I feel like the root cause of like most things like this is just like I feel like no, you like I'm just gonna use this example. Like no, you introducing the idea of like post-left anarchism to me, like literally saved me. Because after when I found out about like Stirner and all that shit, I was like, oh fuck, what have I been doing this entire time? Because like I would do shit like Weave Trash Productions was self-harm. Like the entirety of like making the end of Trash and all that was literally self-harm. Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah. Next time on Digibros.
Next time on Digibros.
Next time on Sigmund Freud fucks a bitch.